The guest that we have today is somebody from the world of sport and law, somebody who combines these two in a unique mix.
Sport really has a significant role to play in building a nation, building community, building an individual as well. So all of those things are happening at the same time. And
At Go Sports.
Yeah. So my ism is sportsism.
Sportsism. Okay. Sportsism. Right.
If sport drives you, it also empowers you to look at the outcomes you are seeking and putting in place the processes that you need to get there. Right. So sportism is that attitude of seeing a destination and doing what you can to get there.
But I want to start off with what happened with Vinesh and sports and law.
What happened on the days of the Olympic sort of qualifiers and the final is the product of a lot of things that have happened till then, right? So, should she have been participating in the 50 kg category? The answer is probably no. Was that her first choice? The answer is no. But there have been a series of events that have got her to here, and the policing is not from the rules of sport. The policing is the outcome of certain interactions she's had with power and the consequences of that.
There was a time when Virat Kohli played for BCCI.
That was the argument made.
That was the argument made. That was the principle. The principle was that Virat
Kohli, private body.
It's a private body. This player is playing for that private body, not for India.
And that as a result of that, the private body is only accountable to its own members. While these are private bodies, and there's a recognition there's private bodies for a good reason, autonomy, they exercise a public function.
Yeah.
So the accountability to the public has now been established in law unambiguously. There's been a line of cases, but this recent 5-6 years has actually changed the face of the way we have to look at sports governance and the place it occupies in our public domain.
When you talk about sport as a public good, can you imagine it in terms of as an extension of roti, kapda, makan, and sport as an essential public good that the government is supposed to distribute?
It's a few playing on behalf of all of us. Yeah. So conceptually, we all have the ability to play and join this pyramid, and anyone can be a footballer, right? If you wanted to be, you just have not had the motivation would be the argument. I would argue you may not have even had the opportunity, but your 11 that play on the field as the Indian national football team are playing on behalf of all of us. So there's only 11 spots there. But sport is not naturally that. Sport is anyone should have the right and ability to play. So can you also have sport as public good?
So if I wanted to be a cricketer, the first thing I need is a cricket net, right? I need either a cement surface and or a turf surface, a mat, an entire arena to play this thing. And the only place which has an arena is a paid arena. You can pay by the hour, join an academy. There is no way for me to access the sport.
What I would love to see much more is multi-use facilities where it's just a surface and people get to choose what they play. Now, who am I to decide someone should play football? And the minute you build structure and you put 2 goals and you can play only one sport, you've actually taken away the autonomy of the user. So you've actually overlaid a structure when maybe structure was not required, all you needed was space. When you build permission to a structure, people enter based on someone else's acceptance of you inside the club.
And that someone else is who?
It could be a sports governing body. It could be a club secretary saying, I'll select you or I won't. And there you see the distinct difference in the evolution of what you would call hardball cricket and tennis ball cricket. So the large builders of Bangalore, are they going to open up their play fields and allow people, and I use the term allow very actively.
Who are you to allow? It's such a frustrating thing to even conceive of. Who is that uncle?
Because you own it, right?
Yeah.
So as public commons. Yeah. And I don't think we're actually that familiar with this concept of a public commons, which actually everyone has rights and access to. But there's also
a river doesn't belong to anybody, the sky doesn't belong to anybody.
But what is first motivation? If you get access to a public space is to, in some sense, make it yours.